We are young. I kissed a girl. I've had the time of my life. Enchanted, broken. I will always love you. I get by with a little help from my friends, and stronger. All the songs that I just listed describe the past 2 years of my life. I have felt love and loss and heartbreak and happiness that have made me the person I am today. This is not a sad story. This is my story of how I became stronger and figured out where I wanted to be and who I wanted to be around. Growing up in the same small town doesn't prepare a person for moving to one of the biggest universities in Texas. I've gone to the same school my whole life, and I know about 80% of the people in it. During my junior and senior years of high school, I realized I was in love with a girl. I guess she wasn't just a girl. She was the one who helped me realize that I wanted to be with girls. When I came to college, I left everything behind. My friends, family, and the girl that I loved. I was starting a different life. The girl that changed my life is no longer a part of it, and I have slowly drifted away from people I thought I could never live without. However, these life-changing events only helped me discover that what I wanted to look for in college. I definitely was not coming to A&M to get an MRS degree. Due to a completely random coincidence, I met and befriended someone who would introduce me to the life and community I am in today. Corey was a quiet kid, believe it or not. He probably never would have talked to me if I hadn't asked him if he was in my calculus class. We ended up talking and becoming really good friends, so I ended up feeling comfortable with revealing my identity to him, even though he pretty much guessed it anyway. Turns out he was gay too, and I was really relieved to discover that I wasn't the only gay kid in College Station. Corey started disappearing on Wednesdays, and when I asked where he was, he just said the Resource Center. What the heck is a Resource Center? I thought that a Resource Center was some kind of hospital room with pamphlets and free coffee everywhere, but I didn't want to make Corey uncomfortable by asking. He started inviting me to these gay meetings, and he ran a bunch of letters together that I didn't really understand, but I gathered that it meant it was a meeting for gay people. As I walked into Coldus for my first gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender meeting, I didn't know what to expect. I thought there would be tons of flamboyant, high-pitched, colorful guys there, but I looked at myself and Corey and thought about how not everybody that's gay is like that. I found the meeting room easily because there was a giant rainbow flag outside of the door. Everyone in the room was talking to each other, and the only person I knew was Corey, who was talking to someone else. I took a seat and looked around at everyone in the room. Most of the people I saw, if I had seen them around campus, I never would have guessed that they were part of the GLBT community. The meeting itself went really well. The topic was bisexuality and pansexuality, which I found really interesting. We played games and just had a really good time getting to know everyone. It was all really awesome. The weekend after my first meeting, I cut my hair really short. It wasn't so I would fit any stereotype or to even out myself. It was just because I wanted to. I was in a place where I could finally do what I wanted, make my own decisions, and be whoever I wanted to be. Sometime that next week, I decided I needed to figure out what this resource center was. The door had rainbow letters on it that spelled GLBT Resource Center, so I knew I was in the right place. For some reason, I didn't want to go in, at least not by myself. I found out later that most people I know felt really awkward or scared going to the center for their first time, so they all brought buddies. It was very nerve-wracking, even though it's a really welcoming door. When I walked in, everyone was just lounging around on the couches and talking. Some movie was on, probably Mean Girls. I recognized some faces from the meeting. Only Corey recognized me after my haircut, but everyone was just as nice as they were at the meeting. Something I will never forget about my first time in the center was how weird it smelled. I can't even describe it. I don't even know what it smelled like. It was just weird. And I heard recently from other people that are new to the center that it does indeed smell really weird. I guess I'm just used to it now. But despite the weird smell, I felt really comfortable there. I didn't know anybody, and it still felt like a small family reunion every time I went. I loved going to the center. Visiting the center just became a part of my day. I got exposed to more movies, books, and culture that I never would have heard of if I hadn't gone to the center. Another thing I learned about was dancing. Dancing was not something I was very good at until I discovered Halo. Not only Halo, but I also went to a Zumbathon to help donate money to HIV and AIDS research. I was introduced to so many events that were so much fun, It made me so happy that now I can't imagine how my life would be if I hadn't become a part of this community. I'm a pretty social person, but I've never been more myself around a group of people like I am at the Texas A&M GLBT community. So even though I left the familiar people and places of my hometown and had to stick my head out a little to this unfamiliar territory, I am so happy with the choices I've made and all the amazing people I've met. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and today I feel invincible.